I know this video is going to glitch like all hell. I have no idea why. Even the simplest, just recording straight from webcam onto YouTube, just my computer doesn't want to do it. But there has been some updates following me uploading this video. Three actually, and they're actually kind of vital because Roy Nelson, as you know, coached the Ultimate Fighter along, excuse me, against Shane Carwin. A very game Shane Carwin. I was looking forward to two heavy hitters. Roy Nelson, possibly the best chin in MMA, and at least the heavyweight division, to say the least. And Shane Carwin with the best power probably in the heavyweight division, excluding Overing. So I was looking forward to the fight, but it's no longer going to happen. The main event is now going to be Roy Nelson taking on Matt Meathead Mitrione. I like him too. He's a decent guy, decent fighter. Got Kimbo out of the UFC, so he makes me happy. Also, Joe Lazon and Gray Maynard. Joe Lazon was actually close to a 4-1 underdog in that fight, so I like to look out for Joe Lazon. He was on a really good season, the Ultimate Fighter. He's just one of those nerds like Kenny Florian that can kick your ass. So Joe Lazon is no longer fighting Gray Maynard. Gray Maynard is hurt. He is now fighting Jim Miller, recently coming off a loss to Nate Diaz. On the last UFC on Fox. And last but not least, yet another injury that's plaguing the upcoming cards in the next month or two is Chris Weidman, who a lot of people are actually talking about being up next for Anderson Silva. Is out. He's hurt. Something happened to him. So it's going to be Philippou versus Tim Boetsch. It's not going to be Chris Weidman. I had Chris Weidman picked for sure to beat Tim Boetsch. I couldn't see any strength that Tim Boetsch had that Chris Weidman couldn't have an answer for. But now my picks now are it was going to be Roy Nelson anyway, but I'm still going to go with Big Country for the win. And since he's against Jim Miller is he's a short, scrappy lightweight. So like I said, Joe Lazon, one of my favorite fighters, especially in the 155-pound division. I like him striking, but I like Jim Miller's wrestling, takedown, submissions better. So I'm going to go ahead and give Jim Miller the nod with the Joe Lazon fight, and of course Tim Boetsch over Philippou. I just think he let Chris Weidman unfortunately slid through the cracks and couldn't fight him. If he was able to take him and defeat him, that really would have put a stamp on who's in charge in this town from here on out. But unfortunately, that's not the case. People get hurt in mixed martial arts. So there's your update. Again, Roy Nelson is not fighting Shane Carwin. Roy Nelson is now fighting Matt Mitrione. Chris Weidman has been pulled from UFC 155 against Tim Boetsch. It's now going to be Constance Philippou and Joe Lazon and Gray Maynard. Their battle is called off. Gray Maynard has pulled from the fight. Joe Lazon will be fighting Jim Miller. My picks: Nelson, Miller, and Boetsch.